KFM Facebook wall. The show is brought to you by Nile Gold. The coffee you drink is supplied by Ban Cafe. And in the hot seat, Ambassador Roberto Ridolfi. Ambassador, just before you took the break, you said something about the rules of democracy, of diplomacy.
Yes, diplomacy is not interfering in domestic politics.
But you know that's not true.
No, I know very well that this is true. We don't interfere in domestic politics.
But you know that diplomats, especially from the West and from America, are the most effective way to twist the arms of governments whose budgets they fund. And that happens in the case of Uganda, it happens in the case of other developing countries.
You should ask this to the appropriate person, not to me.
You head the European Union delegation, and it has possibly one of the biggest blocks of major donors to this country.
And that's why I'm confirming to you that we don't interfere with domestic politics.
But I think what Charles is saying is that it's one thing to say that you don't interfere, but when you look at the scale of your activities, that act as intervention per se. In the case of Uganda, we have major donor recipient. In fact, the president wrote in response to my former editor, a letter to the editor of the New Vision the other day.
And the monitor actually is publishing those.
Yeah, basically saying how much aid Uganda had received. So intervention is just these are just words, and that gives you a seat at the table.
No, no, no. This is a point in which I totally agree with the president. The seat at the table is for us to be partners, political partners. The day in which the European Union will give 0 cents euro to Uganda will still be at the table. It's not the money that generates the political dialogue, it's the dialogue itself. It's the fact that I'm telling you something that you want to listen, I'm telling you something, and I'm listening to you, something that I'm ready to interact with. This is partnership.
Yes, but we can also talk about the balance of power. Weak governments with very little money, very little economic activity, are not the same as powerful organized communities. The president is one of the leading voices. In fact, the other day he was talking about insulating Africa from wanton intervention. Largely, he was complaining about the aid that is received. So his views are not like yours. He sees your presence as an interventionist. He said it several times.
We are here by invitation, my dear friend, so there must be something wrong in your analysis at this moment in time.
It's not my analysis. I'm just quoting him on his words.
Yeah, but the president is using also a certain language when he talks to Ugandan people that is sometimes not coinciding with the language that he uses when we have our conversation. My point is very simple. We are political partners, and we honestly, if you would have seen the speech that I delivered for the 9th of May last week at my residence, I said exactly this. I mean, we want to be frank and honest, so that when I say something, I am accepted for the face value of what I'm saying. And it's not that we want to impose our views, it's simply that we don't want to hide any truth from our friends and partners.
Why is it then that your partner at State House constantly complains about being arm-twisted? There are many episodes in the last so many years that the president has talked about leaders of your countries calling him and cajoling him.
I can give some examples.
This is a question that you should ask, not me, but
we can give some examples. The 2005 shift from the movement system to political parties, to multipartism. The president said it wasn't largely a wish of the Ugandan people, but rather pressure from elsewhere. The question on how to deal with gays, people with a different sexual orientation, says that is pressure coming from elsewhere. And there have been other incidents said for a long time, major donors were opposed to the interventions in northern Uganda to end the conflict. And like Angelo quoted from that long piece that the president wrote to the media, he said, we've been receiving over the last 25 years, 18 billion US dollars. When we start producing our oil, we'll be getting 13 billion. And he said that would be a major shift.
In the power relations. And I've spoken to people who are working within
responsibilities for issues happening in our neighborhood zone. The United States also listen to European Union and they listen to other partners. So it is a really intermutual relationship of many parties. Therefore, nobody is exempted by this. I totally agree with you that the fact that we are here also with 29% of the budget, 2012, 2011, 12, we will see this year if we go down.
You're going down by 4%. It's going to be 75-25.
That's very good. So that means that we have an extra set of rules, which are the rules that we have to answer to our taxpayers. But that doesn't make the political dialogue. That makes only the rules in which we engage with development assistance.
Well, Charles was saying that precisely because you are a powerful player, then the idea that you don't owe some kind of responsibility to how this political system operates is not true.
No, no, but if you talk about normal international relations that can move slightly the direction of countries vis-à-vis each other, yes, I agree with you. This is normal in international relations. But intervening in inside politics to promote this or that other group of power into the political scene, this is wrong.
You have changed rules at the deepening democracy now called the governance democracy governance fund. Previously, direct funding was given to political parties. Under GDF, I have been told there isn't a provision for direct funding to political parties.
Which I think is very good to operate through iPod or any other umbrella system, which is not eliminates the perception of being
Biased.
particularly biased. First of all, I want to state very clearly that the European Union has never been part of the EDP. So we have never been associated. Many countries have been there. Now that experience is finished. There is a new experience called DGF, Democratic Governance Facility, in which we have been requested to be part of. And very happily we said yes, we come, but at one condition, that our operations within this program are also transparent to the government. We don't operate here hiding things, and the other partners accepted that, so the government will be invited to the board of this DGF, which is maybe a scoop for your radio tonight. And that ensures that what we do is well known and transparent to government.
And that is what the president was
because you're
complaining
scared.
about.
And that is the point in which things can be done. We are not only of political parties. In fact, the majority of actions are in other areas, in the media. There are actions in advocacy at NGO level. The European Union and also many other donors in the DGF cannot finance political parties. We cannot finance by our regulations. So I will never finance any political party in my life because I cannot do it by regulation.
Because the ruling party refused to partake of the DDP.
I don't know about that. This is history. I was not there. I don't care. What I'm telling you that now there is a program which is called DGF, which answers to all the criteria to be a program, which is ownership, participation, leadership, transparency, etc., etc.
Okay, let me take some feedback from our
Yes.
listeners. I say, Francis Kasozi says, Mr. Ambassador, will you agree with me that much as we need aid, much of it ends up with the big thieves? I am not talking about Greek here. I'm not talking Greek here. Secondly, don't dare say that you got no say as regards the politics in Africa. Job creation and protection for what? He has multiple questions.
Yeah, okay. The first one is, don't you agree with me that no, I don't agree with you. We have evidence, but I can talk only for the European Union money.
Sure.
I have full evidence that money are going to the beneficiaries. There are transactions, administrative costs, but I can tell you that we have tolerance zero on any fraud of European Union activities, wherever we go. And we have a very, very clear record, so on that one I stand to my words to anybody. On the second question is a little bit more complicated.
he says you cannot say no as regards to interference in politics in Africa.
Okay. In the past, we have observed a lot of that. I want to say also that Africa is not one thing. Africa is a beautiful reality with many, many different faces. The face that I see here in East Africa, interference or can I say pushing in international relationship is not to warring levels. In other parts of Africa, maybe, and especially in the past, this has happened. But what I see here in Uganda, in Kenya, in Rwanda, even in South Sudan, in Congo, in Tanzania, is not certainly at any warring level.
Let me just take one message before we take the break. Sean Mubiru says, Mr. Ambassador, what do you do when the door to dialogue is cunningly open? Is cunningly open, and in it there lies, the abusive measures whereby the citizens are subjected to forceful silence. EU is now playing a double standards. Is this your view when you say that there are no flaws, I think, and where is the correlation on fairness of the elections?
Okay, let's try to translate this question, which is not very clear, but I think the listener is aiming and say, okay, what is the dialogue if nothing happens in the evolution of the rules of the game? I think the dialogue, we will have to find the results in 1 year time. It takes time to change the rules of the game, to build a system on which everybody can be trustful and everybody can rely upon.